Addictions of the 21st century. What do they look like? We don't look like addicts. We don't have withdrawal, no restrictions, no labels, but we are constantly trying to keep up. To be productive, to be beautiful, to stay on top of trends and news. We've become addicted to fast dopamine and lost our ability to experience depth. And now it's getting harder and harder to tolerate a simple life without stimulation, without noise, without constant more. In the pursuit of beauty, we've started altering ourselves as if it's just a form to be adjusted. Injections, procedures, serious surgeries. In the pursuit of attention, we put ourselves at risk, filming dangerous content just to be seen. And the further it goes, the harder it becomes to stop, because it feels like if you stop, you disappear. Like you fall out of the world in an attempt to fill the emptiness. We turn to our two closest companions, the marketplace or the voice in our head that keeps pushing us forward, whispering, I need to do this, then that, I need more, I'm not there yet. I'm not in the place where I'll finally feel lighter. And this voice never goes quiet, because it doesn't need a real life. It needs constant movement. And maybe the question is no longer how to make life faster, but how to bring back the depth we've lost. Try taking away your usual habits for just a day and you'll see how the withdrawal begins. A device, just a small screen. But it's where your day starts and where it ends. Not because something important is always there. You eat and watch. You walk and listen. You wait and scroll. There isn't a single moment left where you simply exist. Because to stay still means to feel, and that's not always comfortable. And it all feels normal. This is how everyone lives, but this is exactly where a dependency begins. One that no one calls a dependency. Every notification, every like, every just one more video triggers dopamine. Not happiness, not fulfillment, just a short impulse. More. One more. Just a little more. We're afraid of missing life, of falling behind, but in this constant chase, we're the ones actually missing it. We also want to be perfect. We watch our bodies, our faces, and most of all, how we are seen by others. We keep fixing ourselves, improving, adjusting to standards that change faster than we can even get used to them. We want to be productive. We fill our days with tasks, lists, things to do. And if a pause appears, we don't rest. We start to feel like we're missing out on life, because in that pause, there's no noise, and that means there's us. And maybe that's exactly what we avoid the most, and at some point, you stop understanding. Do you really want all of this, or do you just not know how to stop? We've forgotten how to live slowly, deeply, without background noise, without constant stimulation. And the real question is not whether you have an addiction. The question is, what would happen if all of this disappeared for just one day? Would you feel freedom, or would you feel lost? We have speed, but almost no depth. We've learned to live fast, to decide faster, to get things faster, to switch faster. But along the way, we've forgotten how to stay. In the moment, in the feeling, in ourselves, to be honest about who we really are. And at this speed, you don't notice it. Because when you're constantly moving, you don't have time to feel what you're losing. It's like you're on a train moving at full speed. The landscapes outside are flashing by, but you can't really see them. Everything blurs into one indistinct streak. And instead of experiencing the journey, all that's left is the feeling that you're rushing somewhere without ever seeing where you actually are, without being able to take in what's right in front of you. And the most painful part is, you can't go back and live it again slowly. It feels like we're playing a video game. At this speed, you can gain a lot, but there are things that don't happen fast. Connection, closeness, a real understanding of yourself. They come with depth, without masks, without roles. These things take time, silence, presence, and we keep cutting all of that out. So you can go very far and suddenly realize that inside nothing has changed. Because all this time you were focused on quantity, not quality. And you don't notice it until you finally stop. Speed creates the illusion of movement. Depth creates the feeling that you're actually living. And if you keep choosing speed, sooner or later you end up in a place where you have everything, except the feeling that any of it truly means something. And maybe the problem isn't that we're living wrong. Maybe it's that we've forgotten what it feels like to truly live. My version of depth is not about speed. It's about being in honest and real connection. First of all, with yourself. It's about being truthful with yourself. Not running away from what you feel. Not hiding behind noise or fast dopamine. It's when you stay in your own truth, even if it's unclear, complicated, or not beautiful in someone else's eyes. And this is where a real sense of being alive begins. It's the ability to choose not faster, but more precisely. Not because you have to hurry, but because it's truly yours. Depth is the ability to stop and remain in the moment, even if it's quiet and empty. And maybe one day everything will change. Everything will slow down. You'll stop and look inside yourself, and then it will become clear. Not through your achievements, but through what you feel inside. Whether there are dry trees and an empty, forgotten, lifeless garden within you, or a living, warm, blooming space filled with real feelings and life? And that answer won't be possible to replace or hide from anymore.